Hey everyone, it's me Gamerturk, and today, well, a little bit late to the party, but let's talk about Sonic Mania and Project 2017. If you're a Sonic fan but living under a rock for some reason, we are getting two new Sonic games in 2017 as the 25th anniversary titles. And before you smartasses say anything about 2017 being the 26th year of Sonic, technically up until June 23rd of 2017, it is still the 25th anniversary. I'm sure many of your favorite YouTubers have already talked about these two games hundreds of times. Some are hyped because Mania looks amazing and seems to be a great successor to the classics, while some disappointed that Classic showed up in Project 2017. Anyway, Sega has something for every kind of Sonic fan this year. Been on this journey for all the 25 years and are a Classic fan, you have Sonic Mania. You got to love Sonic in its story-centric years with emotion, stakes, taking itself seriously games, and this is not to be mistaken for being serious. Being serious and taking itself seriously are two different things, which I'll talk about later. You get Project 2017. Are you one of the newer generation of fans who got to know Sonic through the wacky Sonic Boom comedy series? You get Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, which is already out I believe, and I will not be talking about in this video. To be honest, I am hyped for both Sonic Mania and Project 2017 and couldn't care less that Classic appears in Project 2017, and I'll explain my reasoning later when I'm talking about Project 2017. You can tell me which game you are more excited for in the comments and I'll be happy to discuss it with you too. Now, let's start with the simple one, the game that we have seen how it plays on demos, the game that utilizes the simplicity of the classics, Sonic Mania. To be frank, I can't see anyone hating this game. Nobody has any reason to, except for some idiots calling it a ROM hack. Those guys are pure cancer. I'm sure they wouldn't be calling it that if Sonic Team's logo showed up in the splash screen instead of Christian Whitehead's. Yeah, let's start there. Christian Whitehead, aka Taxman and Stealth, are developing this game, and to be blunt, they know how to emulate classics better than Sonic Team does, which is the main reason to be excited about this game. While Sonic Team was making Sonic 4 episodes and the classic gameplay in Generations, Taxman and Stealth were responsible for the iOS and Android ports of Sonic 1 and 2 and the Sonic CD remaster for pretty much every single platform. And you tell me who did a better job at emulating the classic feeling. That was a rhetorical question. Of course Taxman and Stealth did it better. Worry not, classic fans, you are finally getting the game you have been waiting for 22 years. There is nothing much to say about this game. You can see everything from the video running in the background. Reimagined stages from the classics that are left the same just enough so you can enjoy the nostalgia, but different enough to keep you exploring and adjusting to the new dangers. We have end of stage bosses just like Sonic and Knuckles at the end of each stage. Sonic has a brand new move, the drop dash, which is similar to the spin dash, charging up while you are in the air and launches you forward at full speed once you touch the ground. We have extremely vibrant and colorful brand new stages, Studio Polis being our example here. And we have the main trio playable. Yes, it is not a Sonic only game. Both Tails and Knuckles are joining Sonic on this adventure. No convoluted story, no polarizing gameplay styles. This is exactly what you've been asking for since Sonic Adventure came out in 1999. Enjoy it to the fullest. You deserve it for sticking with Blue Blur for all these years, even though Sonic Team made terrible attempts at regaining your attention, angering both sides of the fanbase further. This is your game, classic fans. Now, for Sonic Mania, we know exactly what we're getting. That is not the case for Project 2017. We have gotten a pretty CG trailer, but this one is up for a lot of speculation. Let's start with what we know. We have a city in fiery ruins with 3 giant Death Egg robots terrorizing the city. Sonic is finally acknowledging the grave situation he's in. After all these years, he finally sees the threat and does not make a joke about it. And this is what I mean by a game taking itself seriously. Sonic knows this shit is not okay. Finally, an appropriate reaction. Sonic jumps down the building, starts running, dodging, sliding under obstacles. Then when a giant piece of rock is about to crush, classic Sonic comes in, destroys the rock. Then they both run at one of the Death Egg robots. Now, before we begin the speculation, let's talk over these. As I mentioned before, Sonic is taking the situation he is in seriously, which is amazing. I couldn't be happier about this. Silly comedy and trying to be funny all the time should be left for the Boom franchise. Small jabs like Egghead suit Sonic on certain occasions, he is cool in that, but calling Eggman McNosehair while he is enslaving aliens and turning them into juice. Sonic, are you even aware of what's going on around you? But finally he does, he is aware of what's going on around. So as I said, this is a huge plus for Project 2017 if the CG trailer is indicative of the end product. Many fans who want light-hearted stories that enjoyed Colors and Lost World would naturally be bummed by the ruined city and how grave the situation looks. You, of course, have the right to complain that you do not like the quote-unquote dark and edgy stories, but have we really seen if the game actually has a dark and edgy story? And these two terms are exaggerated all the time, while the only truly dark and edgy story in the franchise was Shadow and arguably 06. Having a huge threat does not equal edgy and dark, and a lot of people need to understand that. If you really want those lighthearted stories, maybe Sonic Boom is a better fit for you, always cheerful, always happy. Meanwhile, back to 2017, having such a grave atmosphere and a threatening villain is usually great for games, pumps you up immensely during gameplay, the game becomes much more immersive, which is exactly what the fans of Adventures till Black Knight have been wanting since Colors turned Sonic into a bad comedy character. But let's be honest, Sega is walking on a fine line here. Sadly, they have the infamous legacy of Shadow and Sonic 06, so any little mistake they make will be put against them, even the tiniest detail, unless their product is top quality. Last thing we know for sure is the inclusion of Classic Sonic. I know some 3D fans are seriously upset about this decision, but I urge you to reconsider. It is not as bad as you think. First off, we don't know how Classic will play, although unlikely, it might not even be 2D. And Sonic games, even the ones you love, have always had alternate gameplay styles, so how bad can this one actually be, even if it is in 2D? Adventure fans were hoping for a proper sidekick to save Sonic, like Tails or Knuckles, and were therefore bummed, but guys, do we know if Tails and Knuckles are not unplayable? I mean, it's fairly likely that they are unplayable, but let's keep the pitchforks for the day if such a thing gets announced. Some are also angry that the inclusion of Classic would hurt the story, since he doesn't seem to talk that much and has a much different tone than what this game wants to provide, but I see it as a nice balancing act for the tone. Not saying that he will be taking all the seriousness away, but it would prevent things going the way 06 went, which is no doubt a good thing. I've already talked so much, but we are just starting the speculation part. Again, let's follow the trailer. Starting with the scene that Sonic is running, dodging and sliding under things, as I've said before, which seems to be a clear indication of the boost gameplay returning. His actions look way too similar to those in Unleashed Day and Generations Modern. This speculation is also backed up by the fact that Sonic seems to be boosting at the end of the trailer towards the Death Egg robots, so I am 99% sure modern Sonic will be following the boost formula, and I'd really be surprised if it weren't. I'm really glad they seem to stick with and improve the boost formula, since that is exactly what the franchise needed. Consistency and improving upon what actually works. Of course, one could argue that the adventure formula could also work, but let's be honest, even though adventure formula as a gameplay formula has Sonic Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 as good examples, even though they have their own big flaws, it also has 06 under its legacy, while Boost formula has Unleashed, Colors and Generations under its wings that gradually improved every single game and is also more recent. Oh, I'm also expecting Eggman to be the main villain, by the way. Sorry if I said it like it was not a big deal, but honestly, would you even expect a different villain for the 25th anniversary game? Eggman deserves that, case closed. If Eggman is not the main villain and the title goes to a Monster of the Week, and I'm pretty sure a huge part of the fanbase will be pretty angry. Now, these were the rather plausible speculations. I'm not so sure about the next ones, but I will mention these as well since I've seen most of them on various forums on the internet. The first one is about classic Sonic's gameplay style. As he destroys the rock coming up modern, he does the adventure pose, which made many fans speculate that his gameplay style will be more like the adventure Sonic and in 3D. Although I like the idea, I really don't think it's likely. Sega values classic Sonic way too much and wouldn't want to do anything that might harm its legacy. Not saying adventure gameplay would harm it, but it would be a change to a legacy that hasn't changed for 25 years. Heck, even Sonic 4 used modern models and classic was left untouched. So I highly doubt they would make a change. The other speculation is that there will be a third type of Sonic in the game, suggested by there being 3 Death Egg robots in the trailer and a slight bit of space left where modern and classic are running. Some people say that space is left for Boom Sonic, some say it is for Adventure Sonic, but honestly, I don't think such a thing is likely either for simple reasons. The first one is that Sonic Team does not really classify Adventure Sonic and Boost Sonic any differently. There are only 3 Sonics in their eyes: Classic Sonic, which is self-explanatory, Modern Sonic, which consists of Adventure Sonic, Hero Sonic, Boost Sonic, everything in that era, and there is the Boom Sonic, the American sitcom interpretation of the Blue Blur. In Sonic Team's eyes, an Adventure Sonic, a Boost Sonic doesn't really exist, it's just modern Sonic. As for Boom Sonic not appearing in the game, once again, very simple. Sonic Team doesn't like Boom Sonic, and since the beginning they did everything they can to ensure both Sonics, the Japanese interpretation and the American interpretation, differentiate themselves, so I highly doubt they would try to put Boom Sonic in their own game along with classic and modern. That was it for all the speculations that I've made that I've seen on the internet, so do you guys agree with these? What do you think of both games? Tell me in the comments, and as I've said, I'll be happy to discuss further with you down there. As for more news about both games, make sure to follow me on Facebook or Twitter and subscribe to me on YouTube, and I will make sure to bring you the news, trailers, pictures, whatever comes out as quickly as possible. Until then,